All right, so real quick, I don't want to focus too much on technique. Everything's more conceptual based and focused on movement and angles, but that is a very important part of this. Now, when I throw my jab, my shoulders are, when I'm fighting, first of all, I should never be square. Even if you're fighting Muay Thai, you should never be completely square because you're giving all of your body away. You should be at least 45 degrees. Sometimes in boxing, you'll see almost like it's like a horse stance, like point karate style, because I take away all my targets. Now, my jab is at its full extension when my shoulders and my hand is lined up. Right here, I'm already losing space. If I jab and I'm like this, my jab could have gone so much further by stretching this out. Okay? So, when I turn, sometimes my foot will turn a little bit because it forces my body to move. I'm basically moving my body. My arms have no choice but to turn with it. So my foot will turn slightly. Jab, here. Boom. But whether it's this one or here, it's relatively the same. If I'm hopping in, it turns a little bit. Probably doesn't have as hard of an angle. I can cut a harder angle if my foot is planted because I know I'm going to stay there and I'm going to stick for a little bit. Okay? If I'm moving here and I come back, the angle might not be as hard as far as my toe is concerned. Yes? Questions? Yes, no? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work a little bit of angular movement. Same footwork. In and out. Think Ninja Warrior. Everybody see Ninja Warrior here? Yes, you know the very first one where they go side to side? Okay, that's the idea. I need to go side to side. If I stay there too long, I might fall. Right? And you see the people like trying to hang on to the thing. Now I need to be there and then out. The idea is I don't want to and come back here because we're back to neutral. We're even again. He has what I have. If it takes me the exact same amount of time to do this, then I'm going to do this. Because he has to adjust now. I'm a half step ahead of him. When I'm at 90 degrees, I'm a full step ahead of him. I'm only cutting a 45-degree angle, so I'm only a half step. We're going to talk about being half steps and full steps ahead of our partners. But right now, I'm creating a half step ahead. Okay? So I'm going to jab. I take a half step. Okay? 45-degree cut. Instead of going in and back, I'm going in and 45 degrees. It's very important to not push too far. And the reason we're doing this on a body is so you understand the length, spatial awareness. Because if I go too far, I throw this cross, it's going to miss. I need to understand my spatial awareness so that if I come in, boom, I know this is going to land. And two things are going to happen. He's either going to eat this and he's going to be off balance, or he's going to turn and face me and he's going to eat it anyways. I don't really care. What's happening is I've now created myself or an opportunity for myself to be a half step ahead. Once I'm a half step ahead, it doesn't matter what I do, he's always going to be a half step behind me. If he catches me, then I reset, I break away. All right, we're going to start this over again until I can get ahead of you. Because what I want to do is if I'm going to engage with somebody, now we haven't talked about this yet because we're just on a drill. If I want to engage with somebody, I want to minimize the risk. Which means I need to collect data first. I need to understand what he's doing. And we'll get into that as we get into more combinations. But just to kind of plant that in your head, okay? So now instead of just jabbing and coming back where we're neutral, where he has an opportunity to counter, okay? Maybe I jab and he just comes in and jabs back. Boom, oh, I caught that on the way back because he just followed me back. But now if I do that and he jabs back, boom. I have him there. And it's probably going to hurt more because he's not expecting to get hit. He's thinking, I'm going to punch this guy. So his mentality is not bracing for damage. His mentality is striking, delivering damage. So now it's harder for him to brace for it. Okay? So what you're going to do now is you're going to play with this. When you start, I want you to just go in and out so you can understand that the timing of this is the same as it's the same. And the reason I like to drag my foot a little bit, you'll hear the drag, is because it allows me to not go too far. If I jump like this, you go really far. Okay? If you saw one of the videos I posted, like commercials for the seminar, right? Just because who does stuff like that? Just do something different. I was sparring with Jacob and I try to throw a cross, but his distance is good, so I throw a cross and I like miss completely and I like have to step forward because I overshot myself. And then after that I lowered my level because I know he's good at counters, and if I just throw this cross in the land, I'm probably going to eat a good one to the face. Okay? So the idea is understand spatial awareness. If you unplug from the ground, it's like unplugging your TV. It's not going to work anymore. Okay? So I need to drag my foot. You'll hear it. You hear the drag? It drags because it slows me down enough to where I'm not going to go too far. Okay? Just like that. Yep. I jab, angle. Boom. Here's my cross. If you want to hit your partner, you can hit him in the shoulder so you can get used to actually hitting somebody. But understand that if you drill this too much, your accuracy is going to be off. Okay, if your partner's okay with you hitting him a little bit, even if it's on the glove or on the wrist, because on the wrist, if he moves his hand, this would have went basically straight through to his jaw. Okay, so you're gonna drill here, get used to your timing on this, then boom. When I turn here, as I'm pulling, my right hand, my right shoulder's already loading. Bang. I already have a half step ahead of him. Questions on this? No? Ready, break.